Good evening, everybody. I'm Jacob, and I'm here with my good friend Angie Foltz this evening. She's on this side for me, so if I keep going this way, because I'm trying to point at her, she might be over here for you guys. For those of you that are on live with us, hashtag live, let us know you're here catching the live. And if you're catching the replay, hashtag replay and let us know you were here. Unfortunately, we can't see comments, so if you're commenting, we'll get back to you, but comment away, ask all the questions for us, and we will jump in and get started with Thriving Thursdays. Again, thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead and just say a great big thank you now to that person that invited you, because we've got some really good stuff sharing for you tonight. First, just in case you're not already sure what Thrive is, I'm going to break down the products, tell you real quick how simple it is, and then I'm going to kick it over and let Angie share her story because she's got a really fun one. So all Thrivers, we take the same 3 steps. I don't care if you're a new Thriver or you're like us and you've been thriving for a couple years. We're not taking like lots and lots of product. We're still taking the same 3 steps first thing in the morning when before our feet hit the floor, we actually start. So we start with our lifestyle capsules. These actually come in men's or women's formula. I have the men's. The only difference is a little bit more of the natural minerals and caffeine, something like that. Not a scientist. Get back with whoever invited you. They'll give you a product PDF. But the capsules, we take those before we even get out of the bed in the morning with a glass of water. We kind of nicked them jumper cables because they just get you up and going. Angie and I have actually conversed before. I think I'm 8 minutes. She's 10, or no, she's quicker than me. So
5.
okay, 5 minutes, 8 minutes, but you literally feel them jumpstart your day. Then 20 to 30 minutes later, you're going to follow it up with a lifestyle mix. This is not like your typical protein shake. This is a really good tasting shake. This one's vanilla, but when you start thriving, you have your choice of vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, apple pie, candy cane, or pumpkin spice. So we got all the flavors. But you drink that, it tastes really good. It's full of even more minerals and vitamins, but a lot of pre and probiotics to really get everything going in your body. And then you slap on the really awesome part of the 3-step system. It's our DFT, or Dermafusion technology. It's the patch that you see us wearing. And that's actually what allows our bodies to keep a continuous flow of the nutrients all day long. So when you hear us talk about clean energy, that DFT is a huge part in that because it's skipping all of our internal organs and allowing our skin to just absorb that nutrients in a steady flow all day long to keep us going. So super awesome, super innovative. I love the way the products work, and it's super simple to work into your morning routine. I don't stick with anything, and I've stuck with this for going on 4 years now because it works, and I just feel good because of it. But like I'm sure a lot of you on here are or were prior to thriving, you're probably skeptical, right? I was a skeptic. I watched for way too freaking long before I said yes. But my favorite part of Angie's story is she started out as a pretty big skeptic too, I feel like. And her whole coming into this was just to prove somebody wrong. So Angie, let's have some fun with it. Tell us your story.
All right. Thanks for having me, Jacob. So my story, it's actually probably 5 years ago this month. My husband actually started before I did. And he, at the time, his boss, who he was working for, she talked to him about it for the energy. He worked for a dairy supply company and was getting up at early hours of the morning, working late hours. And then he also, which he still does, milked cows every other weekend for some friends, getting up at 2:30 on those weekends as well. So he was actually gone for work installing a robotic milker at, I don't know if he was out in Iowa or where he was at the time, but he ordered this, didn't tell me he ordered it, and this box arrived on the front porch, and that was my first knowledge of Thrive. I think the box says Thrive outside the box or something like that, and I'm
I
like,
think so.
what is this? So I called him and he gave me a short story about what it is. I'm like, all right, if you think you need it, we'll try it. Meanwhile, I'm, looking at, "Ooh, really?" So he was taking the products for about a month or so, and he kept telling me, he's like, I think you should try this. Because he's known that I've struggled with my weight over the years. At the time, I was 45, and the boys were 14 and 17. Um, and a lot of times, as parents, especially moms, we put ourselves last with taking care of everybody. So, he kept showing me these stories on Facebook, on Lavelle's fan page, and he's like, I think you should try this. And I'm like, yeah, I don't need that. I know what I need to do. I know I need to eat better. I know I need to move my body. I know I need to exercise. But like I said, as moms, do we do that? No, we take care of everybody else. And, if there's time for us at the end of the day, we do it. But a lot of times we're exhausted. So he started probably middle of April, and end of May, I finally gave in. I said, all right, order me a box and we'll see what happens. But, I was going into it with the mindset of, I'm going to prove him wrong. I don't need this. So it was actually Memorial Day weekend. I'm at our camper right now, actually. And it was actually at this campground where we started, where I started taking the Thrive on a Saturday morning. And, I was getting my directions from him, and it says, you're not supposed to drink coffee. And I'm like, why can't I drink my coffee? So I proceeded, like at least that first week, I kept drinking my coffee because I'm like, why can't I drink my coffee? So I really didn't notice too much that first week. The second week, there was a couple days, like middle of the afternoon when I was at work, like 1, 2 o'clock, I felt as if standing up, if I closed my eyes, I felt like I could go to sleep. And I said to him, I'm like, I thought this is supposed to give you energy. What's going on here? So, in the meantime, this girl, Denise from Maryland, who, I didn't know, she's communicating with him and she's trying to communicate with me, but I kept ghosting her because I'm like, who is this? I don't know who this is. Why am I taking instructions from her? So I finally reached out to her, still with a skeptic mind, and I said, okay, why can I not drink my coffee? Why am I feeling like I could fall asleep standing up? And so she explained the difference between the natural plant-based caffeine that's in Thrive and, I guess for lack of a better term, the processed caffeine that's in coffee and sodas and, other beverages. And she said, you would think that if you're consuming both, you would be like bouncing off the walls, but actually they work against each other. And that's why I was crashing. So, okay, I stopped drinking my coffee, and I was actually starting, to feel that, that all day energy. It was gradual. It wasn't like an all of a sudden thing for me. The other thing that I was not doing correctly is because a lot of times I would get up when he would get up in the morning, and after he left for work, then that was like my quiet time to do the dishes that I didn't get done the night before, do laundry, do bills, before the boys got up. So till I got my shower, some mornings it was 2 hours, and I was only putting on the DFT after my shower. So once I started actually doing the 3 steps correctly within that 30-minute time frame of getting up and trying not to drink coffee, then I was really starting to notice things, that all day energy. I had energy after supper to do the dishes at night and still go outside and do things outside. As that particular summer at work was extremely busy and stressful for me. But once I got through that summer, I kind of like, it's like one of those moments where you have to like stop and think back, like, I got through that, and I didn't react like I would have reacted, pre-Thrive. It was kind of like, you knew what you had to do, you got it done, and you just did it, and you didn't feel completely stressed out.
Like life just kind of rolls a whole lot more smoothly these days.
It does. I mean, does it take everything away? Absolutely not. But I like to say life happens and Thrive helps.
Yeah.
So I started losing weight probably I don't know. I wish I would have kept a journal, but I didn't. Probably like around month 3 or 4. And once people started noticing that I was losing weight and me personally feeling better, I wanted to shout it from the rooftop. So till the end of the year, I had clicked the promoter button and, just started running with it. And so in that first year, I dropped 30 pounds in 2 pant sizes, and I've just been amazed. For 4 years now, I've been able to maintain that weight loss, and I'm not following any crazy diet. I don't like that word. If you tell me that I can't eat a certain food, that's what I'm going to want to eat. I like my food, I like variety, but I definitely do make better choices now. I don't go for the chocolate like I used to go for the chocolate. I'm reaching for an apple and peanut butter, granola bar, almonds, bell peppers, string cheese. Um, but it's definitely smaller portions too. And, as we fill in our nutritional gaps, we're not craving that salt, we're not craving that sweet. And we want to make better choices for ourselves. So just the fact that I've maintained that for 4 years, you know, I've never done that before. I did the salads in a jar for a while, and I tracked my calories for a while, and I lost weight. But as soon as you run out of time to prep everything, and as a busy mom of young boys, kids, the weight just came back on. So just the fact that we're continuing to do those 3 steps, and just make healthier choices along the way, but no necessarily you eat this or you can't eat that, or I love that it fits into so many different lifestyles that way.
Well, and I think that's why it's able to be such a huge catalyst in people's healthy journey or a healthier lifestyle, because it really is. It's more than just your 3 steps in the morning. While that's the really simple part to add into your routine,
Right.
ultimately Thrive becomes a whole lifestyle change. And I think so many of us, personally, I started for energy. That's all I wanted. And I think through our journeys, we find ourselves just wanting to make better, healthier choices. The more you know, the more you're willing and want to do with it, I think.
Correct.
Your journey, I wish I had shared a before and after picture of you before we did this, because for me, like, I met you as this Angie, and I think listening to your story and your transformation is amazing. But every time I see those pictures, I'm just like, oh my God, like, wow. And then real quick, I mean, did you have anything else you wanted to touch on? Or, I mean, I think you've kind of encompassed so well how you were introduced, why you proved or tried to prove him wrong, and he proved you wrong. Like,
Yeah.
kudos for the husbands. Come on, we get some every once in a while. But was there anything you wanted to hit on before I close us out?
I just, think that, yes, if you're a skeptic, we understand that, we all were. Give it a try. You know, you might get a sample, like a 3 or 4 day sample from whoever introduced you to it. I'm glad I didn't have a sample. I'm glad I dove right in with a month, because, I wasn't doing it correctly, first of all. And not everybody notices something on day one, even when they are taking it correctly. It's called an 8-week experience for a reason. And, on average, it takes a body 8 weeks to balance out, to get adjusted to that premium nutrition. I don't think you're going to find 98% absorption rate anywhere else. The science behind the 3 steps and how they're put together, that's why they're in capsules, shakes, and the patch. It's, if you put that all into one thing, your body's not going to know what to do with it. So, whoever introduced you to Thrive, trust them, trust your friend, trust your family member, give it a shot. Stick with it for, I would say, 8 weeks, and then tell the world, and you can get yours for free, and even beyond. So
Absolutely. I think you said that really well. I don't know if it was Jason or Paul, one of the CEOs, and we've got such amazing CEOs, you guys. One of them, though, said it very clearly one time, Thrive is really just one product, but it's broken down into 3 steps. It works together for a reason. You only want to do one step, you're only going to get 1/3 of the effect of that. So get back with whoever invited you tonight, and they'll definitely let you know more on that. As far as thriving for free, since Angie touched on that, that's been huge. I know for me and my journey going on 4 years now, I've been thriving for free every single month. And the way that you do that, whether you're a promoter or a customer, is actually just by sharing with 2 friends. When you have 2 friends who join you on this journey and place their order each month on auto ship, you'll receive the average of their orders next month in credits to apply to your order. So you can thrive just for the cost of shipping, which is absolutely amazing. There are also a lot of other benefits as you join us on this journey. Not only can we help you feel better and live your best life that way, we can help you get your Thrive for free. And if you're a little more intrigued about what we do and how we're able to run businesses from our phones, we'll absolutely share that with you.